Welcome to Conviction Court. This is the story of 5 transgressors who must appear before the court of the Most High to answer for their heinous crimes. The Liar.
I really think the charges against me are horribly unjust. All I did is tell one lie. I really should not be here.
Adulterer.
I thought of adultery muchly in my mind, but have not transgressed for men to see. When the judge sees this, he will acquit me on the spot.
Covetous.
Ha! He will acquit me as well then. Seeing all I did is envy and covet in my heart, ask any of my neighbors, and they will testify to my goodness.
Thief.
Verily, 'tis extreme it is. I stole something of insignificant value, and I find myself treated like a common criminal. It's not like I murdered somebody.
Murderer.
I committed murder. There can be no hope for me.
All silence and come to order. Conviction Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge, who came to convict the world of sin, righteousness, judgment, residing.
Jesus Christ is Lord.
Every knee will bow and tongue confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. Now we know that what things soever the law saith, it saith to them that are under the law, that every mouth may be stopped, and all the world may become guilty before God. Prisoners, to your feet! The liar will now step forward. Since you have appointed no intercessor to speak in your defense, you must be your own client. All who represent themselves in their own defense have a fool for their client. I will now hear your defense.
I can see that you, being pure and omniscient, surely have knowledge that I am guilty of this crime. Nevertheless, it was only one lie. Ask anyone in the world how common lying is, and they will tell you that any punishment beyond a slap on the wrist is extreme.
The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. Who can know it? I, the Lord, search the hearts. I try the reins, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. Your crime is small in the eyes of unconverted men, who having eyes see not, and having ears hear not, as it is written. For this people's heart is waxed gross, and their ears are dull of hearing, and their eyes they have closed, lest at any time they should see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and should understand with their heart, and should be converted, and I should heal them. Bailiff, activate the heart revealer. The Lord seeth not as man seeth, for man looketh on the outward appearance, but the Lord looketh on the heart. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. You love neither I, the Lord, or your neighbor as yourself. As to whether your crime is merely a slap on the wrist, I answer, these 6 things doth the Lord hate. 7 are an abomination unto him: a proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood, and heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, a false witness that speaketh lies, and he that soweth discord among brethren. And again I say, but the fearful and unbelieving, and the abominable, and murderers, and whoremongers, and sorcerers, and idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burneth with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. The wages of sin is death. The adulterer will now step forward. Since you have appointed no intercessor to speak in your defense, you must be your own client. All who represent themselves in their own defense have a fool for their client. I will now hear your defense.
Honorable Judge, there has been a mistake, as anyone who knows me can verily testify. No outward crime has been committed, and without any witnesses, I must surely be found innocent.
He who planted the ear, shall he not hear? He who formed the eye, shall he not see? For the eye of the Lord is in every place, beholding the evil and the good. Bailiff, activate the heart revealer. For if our heart condemn us, God is greater than our heart, and knoweth all things. As to your plea of innocence, I declare. You have heard it said of old time, Thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh to lust hath committed adultery already in his heart. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out, and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell fire. Adulterers, in thought, word, or deed, will not inherit the kingdom of heaven. The wages of sin is death. The covetous one will now step forward. Since you have appointed no intercessor to speak in your defense, you must be your own client. All who represent themselves in their own defense have a fool for their client. I will now hear your defense.
I did have a desire for certain money that was not exactly mine, but you see, I was to use the money to feed the poor, after I withdrew my own wages, of course. Surely you can see that I had good intentions, and will take the good report of all of my neighbors into account for my acquittal?
Love worketh no ill to his neighbor. Therefore love is the fulfilling of the law. It is not for love that motivates your heart, but for selfish gain. You are among those of whom it is written, Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites! For ye devour widows' houses, and for pretense make long prayer. Therefore you shall receive the greater damnation. For many walk, of whom I have told you often, and now tell you even weeping, that they are enemies of the cross of Christ. whose end is destruction, whose God is their belly, and whose glory is in their shame, who mind earthly things. Bailiff, activate the heart revealer. Neither is there any creature that is not manifest in his sight, but all things are naked and open unto the eyes of him with whom we have to do. As to your acquittal, I respond as it is written. For this you know, that no whoremonger, nor unclean person, nor covetous man, who is an idolater, has any inheritance in the kingdom of Christ and of God. The wages of sin is death.